Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. It is time for another quilt block for our quilt block party. If you are not familiar with the series, there is a playlist link down below in the description box and also in the comments. You can get caught up by starting with block number 1. I believe I'm doing block number 14 today. I am doing 20 in all, and then after that I will be starting a different series. I have been asked a few times just in the past couple of days what fabric I'm using for my foundation piece. I know I have mentioned it in the previous videos, at least in one or maybe two, but I know that not everybody watches every single video. When you do have a question, just ask, because I'm not going to repeat everything in every video because that would just be so incredibly boring for those people who are watching every video in the series. This is, I believe, a wool blend, and I'm only using it because I had an entire bolt of it, and I washed and dried it to make sure it would shrink as much as it needed to shrink, and I'm using it just so I can get rid of it, use it up. A foundation is a very good way to use fabric that you don't like, that you might have purchased and that you never ended up making the project with it, or you just decided you don't like the fabric. Most people would use 100% cotton. You can use just like regular quilt cotton for a foundation, or you can use flannel. Now, a lot of times when somebody uses something thick like I'm using, if you end up making a quilt and you put a backing on, you don't necessarily need to add batting unless you really want a thick quilt. This is heavy enough and it makes a really nice like quilted blanket. Doesn't have to have batting. You don't have to have batting in every quilt. But you really can use any fabric as long as it's not a stretchy fabric or a slinky fabric. My particular foundation is approximately 13 inches. I cut them a little bit big and then I trim them down when I'm done. And I have been trying to think of something different to do, and it finally came to me. So I'm going to hurry up and try this while the image is fresh in my brain. I am going to try to do something with triangles. And I was going to do like 3 rows across, but then I'm thinking I'm going to probably do just 2 for the sake of time. 3 would be just that much more tedious. Now they won't actually look like triangles at the end because I'm going to have like a top stitched, let's say like to make it almost look like a sashing between the 2 rows. So the tips of the triangles will actually end up being like cut off. But that's okay. It'll still look cool, I think. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put like a frame around the whole thing. I don't think so. Here's how I'm going to start. I'm just going to find my center point on this. So I'm just going to fold over, and then just right inside here I'm going to make a little mark on each side. Let me know where my center is. Now I'm just going to dot this all the way across, just to give me a kind of a guide. Now I'm going to make a line like a little bit above that dotted line and below that dotted line. So when I'm done, there's going to be like some sashing that will be top stitched onto there. I do think do I want to or not? Put something on the top and bottom? I think I will. Alright, so there will be triangles going across here and across here. I will have what looks like sashing here, here, and here. I already know in advance I'm going to use my gingham that I'm trying to put in every piece. So far I forgot to put it in one piece, but I hope to fix that at the end of the series. So this is going to be the sashing. So I'm not going to use it in any of the other pieces because I want it to just stand out all on its own. So what I'm going to do though for like the triangles is, let's just cut a rough shape triangle. Now my first one actually has to start off the fabric. I'm going to put the narrow part just past that line, and I'm not going to worry about how long it is at this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and take another piece, and it's going to be the triangle going in this direction. So let's not worry about the shapes of the pieces right now. I'm going to trim that after, but for now I'm just going to go and flip this over, this one, and I'm going to stitch right here. And this is what we have now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a little bit above that black line that I made on both sides. Always make sure you're not cutting your foundation piece. Now you see we have like triangle happening there, and I'm going to do the same here. Now I don't have to cut an actual point because I'm going to be sewing some more fabric there. So I'm going to leave my pointy part of the triangle, I don't know, like less than an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, I don't know. I'm just leaving it wider than a point. And I can cut up, and I can cut a wide triangle or a narrow triangle. It's all up to me, it's all up to you, and I'm just going to do this. Now we're going to do another piece. It's a good time to look for smaller scraps. I'm going to trim this off here so I don't have so much dangling. I'm going to make my edge straight here. I kind of want it like this. So I'm going to just turn it over and sew down this seam right here. And we have this. Now, again, I'm going to go ahead and trim this way. And I'm going to just cut like this. Your triangles are going to go in the opposite direction. So this one's pointing up, pointing down, pointing up. The next one will be down. Will this fit there? Yes, it will. It goes past the black line. Good. I'm going to just flip this over. And you put the lines together. I know it looks like it's going in the wrong direction. Can you see what I mean? But when you flip that, it'll be in the right direction. See, I sewed that by matching my two slanted lines together. You'd swear that it's going to go in the wrong direction when I open this. But when you open it, see, it works. So let's cut. Ooh, I'm cutting wide. What shall we add? How about we do a piece of this dark blue? Just going to cut a piece off. Okay, like that. Off we go. Trim this across here. And up here, let's do a narrower, kind of wonkier one. Can I do a piece of the dreaded satin that I hate so much? Why not? Let's do like that. And that came out pretty good. Let's trim across. My narrow part is down here, and I'm going to make this one not too wide. This way. Maybe a piece of this. That'll work. I might just finish off with one big triangle piece right there. I got distracted by something on TV and had to step away for a few minutes, so I can't remember exactly where I left off, but I think I was saying that I want to just go ahead and finish off with a piece that is big enough to cover what's remaining here. And I'm going to go ahead with this, which happens to have a triangle shape already started. I'm just going to trim that generously like this, and I'm going to go like this and stitch. And this is what we have. Let me trim this off a little here and a little here, and I can trim it off a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build the next row without you, and I will do it the exact same way. Well, not the exact same way, but you know what I mean. This row has nothing repeating, so I think I'll do the same here. I'll try to use, you know, the same things that I have in the first row. Then we'll add our fake sashing and we'll see how it looks. This is what we have so far, like that. Now, every fabric that was in the top row got repeated in the bottom row. I just kind of sort of did that on purpose. And I also started with the opposite, like this one had the point at the top, this one has the point at the bottom. So that's just what I did. Now we're going to make a strip for the center and then for each end. And I don't know if I want to purposely make them wonky or just go straight across. We'll start with the center. For the center, I'm just going to cut a kind of a wide strip, and I will fold the two edges, and we're just going to top stitch it down. So let me just take something wide enough. I just fold it in on both sides and pressed. I'm just going to take this to my machine and I'm going to top stitch on this edge and this edge. And I do get a lot of questions asking me what top stitching is. And it just means that you are working on the top of your fabric. You're not like putting right sides together and sewing on the inside of fabric. You're just going to be stitching right on top. Now for the end, we're just going to do it like Crazy Quilt foundation piecing style. We're just going to put this here, bring it back, and sew like we normally do, and then we will fold it over and press. And I'll just trim this. Now I need another piece. I thought I'd have enough, but I don't. Gee, I should have gone off kilter a little bit because this one's slanted. I'm going to purposely slant this one. So we're going to go like, let's go like this. I hope that's okay. I really should have made this one wonky and have it coming down. You know, I think for the first time I'm going to actually take this off and I'm going to slant it. I want it slanted. So let's just get my seam ripper. It won't take long to do. Okay, I got interrupted by the phone, so I turned the camera off and then I didn't turn it back on. But we're going to go like, let's see, this one should it go like this or should it go like this? I think it should go like this. So I'm going to sew like that. Let's go ahead and trim this. I'm just going to go right to cutting it to 13. Now I'm going to go so close to the edge all the way around. Let's see what we have. Whoops, I blew fabric off my table. Oh, I should have paid more attention when I was trimming. Well, it's because I didn't see this side. See this one? It cut it almost all off. That's stinky poo-poo. Maybe I could put another one on top. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I'm not undoing that because I'd have to undo the stitching that I did all the way around and take that off, but I could just add another piece on top of it. I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't want this that small. I still want it wonky though. I'm going to try it. I'm going to go sew this and flip it over. I sewed my new piece on. I'm going to go ahead right now and stitch all along the edge around this. Then I will trim it. Let's trim. All right. I'm still not in love with it, but it's better because we have some on the edge there. Honestly, I would like this one to be wider and for this one to be wonkier, but I'm stopping here. I think I've worked enough on it. I just knew I wasn't happy the way it was, and I figured it was an easy fix. So, it's not bad. I mean, it's not my favorite. It looks like a bunch of little flags, but I like wonkiness. I like things to look completely off kilter, and I would have liked it much better had I made this maybe more of a triangular shape and more tilted, but I like it. Let me take some pictures and I will show you them right now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye! I have the quilt block playlist at the top right if you'd like to go check out the other blocks. Below that is my most recent upload. And please subscribe by clicking on my face. I would appreciate it very much. Thanks!